Hello, everyone, and welcome. Now, before we get started, please let me know in the comments box if you can hear me loud and clear. Awesome. Okay, I can see it loud and clear. Okay, so welcome everyone to our Saturday live workshop. Today we'll be talking about how to be successful as a freelance web designer. I mean, this is really exciting because I have quite a lot of things to talk about. So what we're going to be doing here is to first, in the first section, we're going to be talking about the software that you need to become successful as a freelance designer. Secondly, we're going to talk about the skills that you need to acquire or learn for you to have that competitive advantage. And then after that, we're going to be talking about how to promote yourself so that you can get more business. And then finally, we're going to be talking about the types of websites you need to be creating to really differentiate yourself from everybody else. So if that sounds exciting, please say yes in the comments box before we begin. Now, I'd like to say welcome to, there's quite a lot of you tuning in today. We have Agante, we also have Nick, Feroz, I can see a lot of hell yes. We also have Marina, Abu Saleh, Monique, Richard from Leeds. Oh, awesome. We have someone from the UK here. Fantastic. Hongju Lee as well. Good to see you. Carmen. Who else do we have? We also have Steve from Florida. Peter, good to see you. Sinisha, I think. Ahmed. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is fantastic. All right, so let's start with the software that you're going to need in order for you to be great with. Oh, sorry, before I continue, we also have Nick from Derby. Oh, Nick. Oh, there's Nick from Derby, and then there's another Nick from Birmingham. That is awesome. Fantastic, fantastic. Who else do we have? Ken, good to see you. We also have Clinton from Australia. Excellent. All right, guys, let's get started and let's talk about the software that we need in order for us to we also have Tini from Netherlands. Excellent. All right, so we're going to talk about the software that we're going to need in order for us to become successful in freelance web design. Right, so first of all, let's talk about hosting. Now, I will be talking about my experiences because I've also done freelance web designing. I also ran a small agency. So there's a lot of mistakes that I made and a lot of things that I also did to fix those. So this is what I'll be sharing with you. So what you're getting today is pretty much the formula that works. So this is fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do now is let's start with the hosting, because this is the main sort of groundwork that you need to have in place. Now, back in the day when I was doing freelance web design, the first thing I did was I went and chose a web hosting company that was cheap. Right? I won't mention any names here because, I don't want to get in trouble with, companies trying to say, hey, you're misrepresenting us online. But I had a very bad experience because I chose a company that had very bad support. So later on, what I did is I had to migrate all those clients to a better platform. But the platform that we'll be talking about today is Get Flywheel. Okay, so I'll just switch over here so you can see the website. Now, Flywheel is very, very important here because this company has freelancers in mind. It's a slightly more expensive package, but you do get a lot out of this. In fact, one of the main things that that really got me frustrated with freelance web designing was the fact that I had to go in and deal with issues when websites broke down and when websites got viruses and malware and that kind of stuff. It was very, very frustrating, and it can take a lot out of all your creative time. So this is what you really want to avoid. So this company here, Flywheel, is fantastic because they offer some some tools to make it easier for you to do freelancing. For example, let's say you're designing a website for a client. You can actually go onto Flywheel, set up a website, design the whole website. I think they give you about 2 weeks. So when the website is designed and the client is happy with it, you can then move that site, hand it over to your client, and then they pay for the billing or the hosting of the website. So that's one option that you could do. So you can start building the website without worrying about spending money on hosting yourself. So at the end of this, the client will have to host this website themselves. So they just pay and then you can just maintain. In fact, what I could do here, let me just log into my account so we can see what it looks like. So I do have an account here, but I don't think I have a website on here anymore. I can't. Now, the other feature that I also like about Flywheel is the fact that it has fantastic backups. So if you want to create a website, you just come over here, create a website. This automatically installs WordPress for you, so you don't need to worry about how to put that together. So it creates your website, your WordPress website. And then over here, you have a dashboard. Now, I don't have any websites in here, as you can see. But over here is where you'll have a list of all your websites that you need. And then over here, you have manage, you have referrals. If you want to refer anyone to Flywheel, we also have what are known as blueprints. Now, blueprints are fantastic. So let's say you have, every time you build a website, you have certain plugins that you have in place, like the SEO plugin, different type of website. Plugins. So what you can do is you can build one website with all those plugins, and then save that website as a blueprint. So next time you create a website, you can just use that blueprint to create a brand new website. So you don't have to go in and start adding those plugins manually. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do here is just to show you the features they have. I was hoping that I had a site in here so I can show you how to do the backups, but the backups are fantastic. They're done on a daily basis. So every day, you have a snapshot of your website. So if something goes wrong, you can always roll back and have your website up and running. Now, if we take a look at the plans here, right, so you can see they have a freelance plan here. You can compare all the features here. So this is great for a growing client list. So let's say you want to host the website instead, rather than let your clients host the website. You can also do that. So you can have maybe 10 websites that you're hosting, upgrade that as you get bigger and bigger. And again, everything is all managed there. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up Flywheel instead of sites like SiteGround and so on, to become successful in freelancing, you need to make sure that you minimize the time you spend trying to troubleshoot what's going wrong with the websites. So Flywheel does a very good job of that. They cater for the security. You don't need to worry about your websites being hacked. They take care of that. So this is why Flywheel, I think, in my opinion, is very, very good. Now, next, this one here is a no-brainer, and this is the page builder. So what the page builder that you need to use, and without a doubt, in my opinion, Divi is the best out there, because if you get the big package, which is the unlimited one-time fee, that package is fantastic because you can build unlimited websites with one license. So some page builders, they give you a limit on how many websites you can create. So for example, some page builders could say you can only build up to 3 websites for a particular package, or maybe up to 10 websites, or for the unlimited package, you can design unlimited websites, but you have to renew every single year. So overall, the cheapest package here is with Divi, without a doubt, because you pay, I think it's $249. That's it. Once you pay that, that's it. You can go ahead and start building websites unlimited, and you will be getting all the updates and everything that comes with it. So Divi is the best here when it comes to freelance web designing. Now let's move ahead, and this next one here is slightly new. In fact, it's new. This is a sales funnel builder. Now, this is very, very important. As you shall see in the next few steps, I'll be talking about sales funnels, why they're important, and why you need to incorporate this in your freelance web designing strategy. Okay, so moving ahead, Basecamp. Basecamp is very important because, in fact, let me move over here so you can see Basecamp. Now, Basecamp is for project management. What you will find is when you start creating websites for your clients, you're going to need a way to collaborate information. So let's say you pitch your clients the type of website you need to build. You then need to get the content for the websites to be sent to you. I used to do it via email, and to be honest, emails are crazy. You know, sometimes if you have a very busy email box, some stuff will be lost, in the bunch of emails coming through. So with Basecamp, what this software does is it's a project management program, but designed for freelancers. So what it does is, let's say you acquire a client, you set them up with an account, and in that account, they can then start sending you, like, let's say, images for the website. They can send you like the text that needs to go with whatever pages that it needs to go in. And back in the day when I was doing freelancing, I would actually add the design brief in the actual project, so that we can always refer back to that if there's any like disagreements, whatever it is. So Basecamp is very, very important for that. Moving on, invoicing. Now, again, you have to look very professional, and FreshBooks is what I use for invoicing. I know there's quite a lot out there that you can use for invoicing, but FreshBooks is fantastic. I really love FreshBooks. Now, the next thing you may want to also incorporate in this is an email autoresponder, but this is maybe once you have like quite a lot of clients. But an email autoresponder is also important because you can send emails out to your clients, reminding them of offers, new services, stuff like that. So instead of sending emails one by one, autoresponders work fantastic. Okay. Are we on the same page so far? Any questions about the software that I'm talking about? And before we move on to the next chapter, which is the skills that you need to learn in order for you to be successful as a freelance designer. Any questions so far? Or anything that I missed, or anything that you want to add on? Feel free to do that. Right. I also have Kasra here saying, forget Flywheel, the Breezy Page Builder allow you to host a cloud. Wish you guys do it too. That's the fastest way. Right. I have never used the Breezy cloud. This is a new thing. I think it was released a few weeks ago, so it needs time to be tested to really make sure that it's solid and fantastic. So that's not something that I would recommend right now. It just needs time to see how solid it is, and if it can be like a very trusted platform. Because the last thing you want to do is to set up a system. You have 50, 100 clients. The whole system crashes or it doesn't work correctly. The amount of time you're going to need to migrate stuff, from there is going to be crazy. So I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I'm just saying it just needs a bit more time. It needs to be tried and tested. Let's see. Now my audio is bad again here on Facebook, but you know what? The best thing to do is to go on Crowdcast. Maybe that's where it is. Now, quick question here on Crowdcast. Can you hear me loud and clear? Is my voice crackling, or is it low? Is everything sounding okay? Okay, so I can see here. Okay, sound is great, fantastic. There's a comment here from Agante. Well, my experience with Basecamp is not very good. In fact, it is slow and complicated. I use Asana instead. Very good point. Now, with these suggestions that I'm giving you, Basecamp is what I used, but there are others out there like Reich, and Ganti here is also mentioning Asana. I've used Asana as well. It's quite good as well. But Asana seems to have quite a lot going on the page. It may be quite confusing for like beginners or clients that are not very tech survey. So that's the only thing. But Asana is fantastic. We also use it as a project management tool. It's brilliant. So thanks for adding that on. Any comments? Oh, Trello. I can hear Donal saying Trello is great to be started, and Infinity is good paid step up. Okay. I use Trello as well. It's quite good. Now with Trello, I use it for my course preparations. So I just use my boards, add my list of lessons that I need to do for my courses, but I haven't used it as a project management. But of course, Trello is project management based. Okay, so so far so good. So moving on, let's talk about what you need to learn in order for you to be really great in freelancing. So the first thing you want to learn is SEO. So SEO is important because once you build a website, you want to be able to rank for certain keywords. Now, with freelance designing, the most important thing here is to target companies or small businesses. That's what I would recommend. And in doing that, you want to make sure that, let's say it's a gym in Birmingham, right? So you want to look for keywords that people are searching for and try and get that website to rank for those particular keywords. Because just building a website and giving it to the client and saying, right, your website is done, that's it, bye-bye. At the end of the day, it's not really going to perform for your client. So SEO is something that you may want to do, and you also may want to mention this in your pitch. Moving on. Sales funnels, how to create sales funnels. Now, there's a tool called Cutflows. It's very good for creating sales funnels. I will be giving an example of how it is used and how you can apply it in a business scenario. Okay, the next thing you want to learn is graphic design. I think I've touched on this quite a bit, learning how color theory. You also need to learn about hierarchy, rule of thirds in photography, typography. All those things are very important in order for you to build aesthetically pleasing websites. So this is very, very, very important. Now, the next stage is email marketing. Depending on which clients you pitch to, you also may want to say to them, look, I can also get your clients leads on an email list, which you can then send promotions to every now and again. So again, this is something that you may want to mention to your clients because it's very, very, very powerful. Okay, moving on, Facebook and YouTube marketing. Now, paid advertising, sorry. This, again, is really, really good because you can start by, let's say you pitch to a company which is local, like, for example, here where I am in the UK, in Birmingham. You could say to a company, look, I can get you clients from within Birmingham, and then you can start running, ads to that website. So learning how to do Facebook ads, YouTube ads, or Google ads is also key in order for you to differentiate yourself. Right, the next thing you may want to learn as well is branding. Now, branding is also very important because depending on the companies that you're going to be working with, you want to create, you want to give them an experience or design a branding strategy, for their website. So this can go across from videos, their websites, their brochures, anything. I mean, all those things needs to have a consistent flow, colors, and everything. I mean, the feel has to be, very good. So branding is also very, very, very important. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about here is may seem very complicated, but it is very, 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 very important. And this is filming. Now, when I mention filming, I don't mean you need those big cameras like TV style. No, I'm talking about basic filming, like maybe doing an about us video for a company, just basic stuff, nothing complicated. Now, if you can provide this as a service, this is fantastic. And a lot of people shy away from this, but it's something that is very, very easy to do. I mean, I've done it, before for quite a few companies, and it really, really worked well for them. Just to give you an example, let's say, I'll give an example of the website that I did, back in the day. This company did gymnastics for kids. So what we did is just to give the parents or people that want to send their child to that facility, just to give them an insight of what the place is about or what it looks like. We decided to create a short video. Now, all it had a music bed, That's all it had. It was just music and just a few testimonials from parents that had kids that went there. So we went in, we filmed the kids playing, on the trampolines and gymnastics in the gym, doing all that kind of stuff. And then we found key moments where the parents were willing to just say something, about that particular place. So again, that video did very well in promoting their services, and we promoted that business locally here in Birmingham. Right, moving on. The next item we need to talk about here is photography. So photography again is very good. It's very, very easy to go into. All you need is a DSLR camera, decent lighting, and once you have those two things in place, all you have to do is to learn the fundamentals of photography, and you can also use this to take pictures of your clients' premises, the staff members, stuff like that. And these are the sort of things that you can, combine as a package to your web design services. Okay. Danal says, learning how to understand a company's branding guidelines is very important. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So these are the main things that you need to learn, because gone are the days where you can just pitch to a company and say, I can design a website. So just designing a website, to be honest, it's not enough nowadays. The people that are really successful with freelance designing are able to tap into these different disciplines. These different disciplines are very, 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 very important. So I will take time out, go on YouTube, learn how to do this stuff. To be honest, YouTube has a lot of content that you can, learn from. And also on Mac University, these are the sort of topics that I'm trying to put in there. So as web design enthusiasts or freelance designers, it's going to be a one-stop shop where you can learn all these things in one place. So these skills are very, very important. Just learning how to design websites is not enough anymore. Okay. Right. Okay. I want to ask you a question here, which I think is very, very, very important, because sometimes when we talk about freelance web designing, the idea that comes into mind is, well, I'm just creating a website. Okay. So the question here is, why would a client want a website designed? I mean, can you post in the comments box why a client would want a website designed? And then we can tackle it from there, because I think this is a very, very important question. And this is going to lead us into how you can promote your services. So why would a client want a website designed, in your opinion? Peter says, more business. That's very good. In fact, let me write these down, because we need to go through these as we, okay, grow their business. Business, okay. What else? Why would a company, or why would anyone want a website designed? More leads, thank you. Okay, any more? 'Nick says every client is different, and so are their aims. I think you need to be able to respond to each of them individually. Yes, no, I do understand that, but there are main things that clients want from a website. There are main things that small businesses want from their website. So I don't think there are more than 10 reasons why. So we just want to cover the few that I think are important. So I want to give you the opportunity to sort of like give me what you think, and then we're going to discuss this moving forward. Okay, online identity, good. Branding. Professional presence, good. Uh, 24/7 business, yep, I like that. Showcase their work and establish credibility, excellent. Okay, groom their services. Okay, any more? Okay, Rito says more sales and more turnover. Great. Fantastic. So I think these we can go with these. So as you can see, just from this list here that you've given me, I'll say the main ones are to grow the business, get more leads, a professional presence, more sales. Let's have a look here. Home for all marketing to. Clinton says home for all for their marketing to drive back to. Yes. Okay. So as you can see, just from this list here, when we approach companies, in most cases, I'm not saying in every single case, but in most cases, it's about growing their business, increasing their sales, getting leads, and having a professional presence. Now, from these four things that I've just mentioned here, what sort of clients you need to go to is very, very important here, because if you want to really make it as a freelance designer, you want to go to companies that can afford to pay for this, because the last thing you want to do is to go in and be a freelance designer that just goes for any type of business. I tried this, and to be honest, it didn't work for me. It was really, really painful. I had to pay. There was a lady, her name was Caroline. She came to give me some advice. I paid her £500 for about 4 hours just to get some consultation. And what I got from that is what I'm going to share with you today, which is something that I missed when I started off as a freelance designer. And that is to choose a niche. That's number one. Number two, you need to go to clients that are able to pay. Okay. If you're going to really small startups that don't even have a budget for a website, you are going to struggle, because first of all, they won't be able to pay you. So you want to go to companies that are already making money, or companies that have a very good budget to pay for the web design services. So these first two key points are very, very important. Don't go to clients that don't have the money. Okay, go to clients that are making the money. So, okay, what industries are these? So perhaps you can also contribute by adding them in the comments box. What industries do you think are good as a freelance designer to go into? I think it's Forlane. Yeah, it says you want people who pay. Learn that the hard way. Absolutely. You need people who can afford your services, because you're going to be chasing these invoices. To be honest, you're going to be so frustrated, and this will take away the passion of design. And that's what happened to me. You know, I really loved web design and all of that, but because I was dealing with clients that didn't pay, and that's the target that I went for, because my services were, I design websites for everyone, and that doesn't work. That's why you need a niche. Okay. Existing small and medium-sized business, yes, but I need specific niches here. Specific niches. I've got photographers here. That's a very good one. Photographers. So again, I'm going to make a note of these and then talk about the strategies of how we can promote this. Photographers, stationery retail. That's very niche. Real estate. I like that. Any more examples of specific niches? Successful coaches, trainers, yoga. I like that. Coaches, trainers, yoga teachers, and so on. So I really like this example here. This is very, very good. That's another good one. Okay. So I think we are really getting, the picture here, because this is what I missed, to be honest, and I had no one to discuss this with me. So this is fantastic. We're actually moving in the right track. So I'm just going to add a few more. Pharmaceutical distributors, fantastic. Okay. Now, just to add a few more, you can also target companies in the construction industry, engineering, lawyers, dentists, doctors, fitness coaches, and so on. So what you want to do here, and this is very important, okay? This is very, very important. What you want to do is to aim to be the best in your niche area. So let's say, or to be known as someone who builds websites in a specific area. For example, let's say in Birmingham here, let's say I want to target, say, doctors. I want to be known as Mac, the guy who designs website for doctors. Okay, that's what you want to do. I know this may seem like, oh, I'm restricting myself. Why can't I spread my wings and go into other areas? Okay, I know that's the the way of thinking. But if you really think about it, how many doctors? I mean, I can speak for the UK. How many doctors are here in Birmingham? I would say probably hundreds of doctors, right? Now, from that, if you charge, let's say, 3,000 for a website, and you also pay a retainer, that can be a very, very good income. And then you can branch this out as well to, say, West Midlands or the UK. So start in your area and then grow out. But you need to be operating in a specific niche, okay? Let's have a look here. There's some comments coming in. Companies, Donal says companies that have new products or ranges on a regular basis. Yes, construction companies, new housing projects every year. Fantastic. Yes. So these are the sort of like areas you need to go to. So as a freelance designer, if you haven't chosen a niche, this is your time now to choose the niche you want to go into. So let's say you've chosen engineering companies, or to design websites in the engineering niche, or the construction, or lawyers, or stuff like that. The next stage now we're going to talk about is, how do you promote yourself? And I think this is one of the hardest parts, or the hardest things to do. But when we break it down, you're going to realize how easy it is. So first of all, you want to be networking. Okay, you're not going to get your clients from your own bedroom or from your own design studio. You need to be out there. You need to be networking. So there are several ways you can network, and I'm sure this differs depending on which country you're in. There's a website that I started with called Meetup. This is very good. You can go into Meetup, and then there's several groups or meetup groups that you can join. There's one that I used to go to for WordPress here in Birmingham, where we could just talk about WordPress and stuff like that. So that is a very, very good one. I also had another one that I used to go to. It's like a local business meetup business, where people talk about their successes, and then after that, you start networking, you eat some pizza, coffee, whatever it is. So those are very, very good. But in order for you to really make your name, you need to go into these meetups or these groups and provide a lot of value. So if you can speak about a particular thing, volunteer yourself and speak, and talk about maybe SEO, talk about, 5 ways you can, be successful with your website for your business, or ways to promote your business, just giving them tips. Now, in doing that, you are presenting yourself as an expert. So from that, now people can also see how confident you are, and usually people like buying from people. So the more you communicate, the more you network, it's easy for you to make business out of that. And you can exchange a lot of business cards, and that's how you can really, really get started. Right, guys, does this make sense? If not, let me know in the comments box. Okay, Nadia says, I'm a newbie. Okay, fantastic. Forlane is also saying, yeah, it makes sense. Right, fantastic. So networking is huge. You really have to go out there. Just search in your local area. Like I mentioned, there's Meetup. The next place you may want to go, and this is something that I was going to go to, but I wasn't able to, is Chamber of Commerce. So I'm not sure in different countries, in America, what it's called, or Canada, or wherever it is you are. But in the UK here, we have what is known as the Chamber of Commerce. This is where like small businesses, like a community of small businesses where you can go and meet up. You can have like coffee mornings. So again, these are the places where you want to go. Oh, there's another one called Institute of Directors. Okay, there's also another one similar to Chamber of Commerce, where you have like-minded people. These are business owners, people that own businesses. So you want to go there and again, talk about your expertise in web design and show them, what you can do, tips. If they have speaking opportunities, you can go there and speak as well. So by speaking, you're projecting yourself as an expert. So this is very, very important. Institute of Directors is another one. In the UK here, if you register your company as a limited company, you automatically get invited to the Institute of Directors. And again, you are dealing with directors. So as you're speaking and as you're networking, you're speaking to directors. This is very, very, very important. Now, moving on, these are the sort of like business typey networking events. Now, let's talk about places of worship. Now, if you're someone that goes to church, again, this is where you can, speak to people, tell them, talk to them about what you can do, your services. So whatever, it could be a synagogue, mosque, or church, whatever it is, but where there's a good gathering, you can start, showcasing your expertise and what you're good at. The next one is conferences. If you can go to events or conferences, again, this is a very, very good way to network and meet a lot of people. Now, this is like groundwork stuff. This is where you have to go physically as a person. Now, if you want to try and also get yourself known and promote yourself digitally now, online, this is where you could try and write a lot of posts and promote them. But the one I highly recommend is creating videos. So you can just create videos like talking head, like what we're doing right now, where you can just talk about, design, giving, tips for small businesses. But what you need to do now, and this is the most important part. When you create your videos giving small businesses tips on how to promote their business, why branding is important, don't go complicated, just basic topics that you need to talk about. What you then do is you want to promote these videos locally on Facebook. So on Facebook, you buy some ads for, like in my case, I'll create some videos, buy some ads for West Midlands. Okay, so when people can see, oh, this is Mac, he's talking about tips on how to improve their business. This guy must know what he's talking about. So this is how you can also get people to get in touch with you. Right. Ratapula says, Shade, you're streaming on Twitter. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Rita says, I am a co-owner of a pharmacy, and so I specialize with websites and online shops on the branch of health and beauty. Fantastic. So Rita, maybe you could give us some insights to how you're finding it, the competition, how you got started, and how the business is working for you right now, because I think this is fantastic work, talking to someone who has the experience and who actually has a niche, because this is something that I struggled with, to be honest. I thought I could go out there and design websites for everybody. That was a wrong move. So, okay. So Rita, I'll be asking you, some questions here so you can also respond and, help everyone here on this live stream. So I will come back to you on that one. Okay. Right. So obviously, you do want to have a portfolio, okay? And I know some of you may be saying, well, Mac, how do I design a portfolio? I don't have any clients. What you may want to do is, like Divi has a lot of resources. There's a lot of pre-made layouts. Make your own projects in those particular niche areas that you want to go into. Like, for example, real estate. Build yourself 3-4 real estate websites, and even to add a twist to it, design different types of layouts, different areas, and just showcase your websites. So when people ask, what do you do? Can we have an example of what your websites? You can show them those websites to begin with. But the strategy that I used was I approached 3 companies that didn't have a really good looking website. I redesigned that website behind the scenes, and then I offered that website for free to those companies. Now, the reason why I did it that way was because I knew that those companies would have a lot of visitors to their website. So them seeing me with seeing my design by Creative Astro on the bottom was actually very good, because people could then, also want to see the person or the company that designed that website. Don't do these free websites for companies that are not popular, or companies that don't have a lot of people visiting those websites. So you want to do this to a website or a company that has potential to get you even more business. Hope that makes sense. So that is how you build your portfolio. Your portfolio has to be on point. It has to be really, really good. It also has to have the things that we're talking about here: good SEO. It needs to have good design, colors, layout, and all that good stuff. Okay, because in web design or as a freelancer, your portfolio is going to sell your work for you. It's going to help a lot. Okay, so once you've designed these 3 websites or 4 websites from these companies and they're happy with it, the next thing you want to do is to ask for testimonials. If you can, make them even video, because when people see other people talking about how they're impressed with the work that they've done for you or you've done for them, it's also very good. It's assuring for the next person. So testimonials are very, very, very important for this. So whenever you can get a testimonial, make sure you have it on video if you can. If not, in writing, and make sure the title of the person and the company is also there. It's very, very important. Works great. Okay, so moving on. Now that you know how to promote your website, you know where to find the clients, you know where to find the customers, and now you know how to get started with your portfolio website. The next stage now is to pitch your package to your customers. So how do you pitch your package? Now, this is very important. So as I mentioned earlier on, I spoke about sales funnels, and we also agreed that when you go to customers, one of the main things they want is to grow their business, to get more leads, to promote their product or their service. So the tools that you're going to need for this are Oh, Monique has to go. Oh, thanks, Monique. You can also watch the replay. I will also add this onto the website. But thank you for being here on this live stream. Thank you very much. Take care. All right. So as I mentioned, when you approach these companies, they want to grow their business. They want more leads, branding, and also gain more sales. So for this, you need to be able to create a sales funnel, okay? Sales funnels. So this is where I mentioned cut flows. It makes it very easy for you to create a sales funnel for your clients. I'll also be giving a very good example here on how you package your pitch and how your pitch can be better than, the rest of designers that are creating websites out there, because majority of designers out there, they're still pitching, oh, I can design a website for you, but the website does not have a goal. And this is why I really wanted to zone in and talk about why companies need a website. So these companies, they need results, and the results are putting their brand out there to as many people as possible, gaining leads, increasing sales. These are the results. So those results need specific tools. And you as the designer, having a sales funnel or a marketing funnel is very, very key in this whole process. Okay? So that is why I had mentioned in the software list cut flows or cut flows for sales funnels, or what's the other one? I've just gone blank. Click funnels. There we go. Click funnels. But as a WordPress user, I would stick to cut flows because it integrates very well with WordPress. Okay. So now let's talk about an example of how you can pitch a website to a client. Okay, right. So you can go to a client and say, right, clients A, I can help your website get more leads, and my design strategy works like this. I'll create you a landing page promoting a specific service or a specific product. That product can be in the form of a promotion, it can be a discount, whatever it is. And once someone signs up, you then get your leads into ConvertKit, which is an email autoresponder. So these are the leads that your client keeps, okay? And that client can also email those leads whenever they want, Black Friday, New Year's, Mother's Day, whatever it is, okay? So you're creating a system for your clients, and this is where it's really, really important. Rita also has to sign out. Thanks, Rita, for joining us. You can also watch the replay, but thank you very much for taking your time out to join me on this live stream. Take care. Hope everything is okay. All right. So moving on. So you design a website that is going to bring results for your clients. This is what's important. So you create a landing page. The landing page then adds emails to the email autoresponder, in order for the business to then send emails out, do some follow-ups, whatever it is. So here's an example. So let's say you approach a fitness coach and say, look, I can design a website for you. So you sit down with them, you create a landing page. On that landing page, the landing page has to have the ability to collect the name, email address, phone number. And on that landing page, you could maybe give a free trial to a workout of some sort. Now, once they sign up, they come for the free trial. This is where now the trainer can, upsell them to something else, maybe a discount on a 6-week boot camp, lose 6-week boot camp. And once this system is in place, it's going to work over and over and over again. And this system here can be promoted at, with local Facebook ads, posters at the gym, tea mornings, and wherever there is any gatherings. So once you set this up for them, it's in place, it works, and it works over and over like a salesperson, okay? So these are the sort of things that you really want to pitch to your clients. Now, let me give you an example here. So we're gonna go back over here to our site. Okay, now there's one example here. I just Googled fitness websites, and this is what came up. So as you can see, Beachbody is back, workouts levels, blah, blah, blah. And you can see here, start a 7-day free trial now. So this website has an objective, and that is to get people into, to get leads. So I can almost guarantee you, I haven't pressed this, but I can almost guarantee you click this, it's gonna ask for your name, your email, or how to get your 7-day trial. And then when you scroll here, there we go, you have the classes, the results, it goes on to the testimonials, and then the plan, and so on, okay? Right, so let's click here and see what happens. So this takes us now to this page where it's gonna ask for the name, last name, email, password, and then you can start now. And you can see here the extras. You can buy some mats, maybe weights. It can be a diet plan. So this is what your client can then offer as soon as they get the lead. So you, as the freelance designer, you've designed a system that gets the business leads. So they can follow up and finish off on the phone call or emails, whatever it is. So you are now getting paid for creating the system that brings in the leads. So that is really, really, really powerful. So as you can see, you're not going out there just to say, hey, I can design a 5-page website. So you can design a 5-page website, so what? And then what? So you need to have a result at the end of it. So this is how you get popular. This is how you get above majority of any competitors that you may have in your area. Because at the end of the day, a business is very happy to pay if the system is working. So let's say you charge £3,000 for this type of website, which is quite basic, to be honest. So let's say £300 for, I mean, £3,000 for the website. So if, let's say, they charge 300 for the six week boot camp, which I know it can be more than that. To get that 3,000 back, I mean, for the customer to get the 3,000 back that they've invested in the website, all they need is 10, right? 10 students to join the 6 weeks boot camp. That's it, and then their money is back. Now, after those 10, whatever they're going to get is pretty much profit, right, from the website. So this is why this strategy here is very, very important, and this is why I also mentioned that you do need to go to clients that can pay, clients that already have customers, and you're just going in to give them a strategy to help them sell even more. This could also work as a dentist. You know, again, you can approach a dentist and say, look, I can also help you get some initial clients into your business. So you work out something that you can use as a lead. So you could say to them, okay, free teeth whitening, okay, sign up. So create a landing page, free teeth whitening. They leave their name, the email, phone number, and then they get added, whoever leaves their name, email gets added to a database. Now that database now belongs to the dentist. And then after that, the dentist can then do some follow-ups and offer them something else, maybe fillings, gold fillings, whatever it is that they need to offer. But what you've done as a freelance designer is create a system for them to be able to go in and get those leads. Okay, right. So let me show you one more example here. This one here was built using ClickFunnels. So again, this has results. I mean, this is designed to get you leads. So as you can see here, it has a timer, 9 minutes. How this flat broke newbie entrepreneur launched their online empire straight from her kitchen table, blah, blah, blah. And then if you want to know how they did it, click here to get a free pass. Okay, so that's the lead generation step. So as you can see, these websites here have a purpose, right? To generate leads, to sell a product. If it's branding or it's brand awareness, I mean, of course, they'll be designed that way. Okay, and then here we have all the images and so on. And if we click here, there we go. It's asking for an email address. So that's where the lead generation part is. So these are the sort of websites that you need to be able to create. Now, what if the company already has a website or WordPress website? Again, that's easy, because if you use something like Cartflows, you can actually plug in Cartflows into an existing WordPress website, and this will work really fine. Right, so I'm going to take a moment here and take a look at some comments here. Right, Ratapula, I'm making an online store for my cousin who does handicrafts on wood, among other materials, also working on air plants and other products that are... Right. Radhapula, what you can do here for your cousin's website is we can go through the main stuff, which is making sure the images on the website are very, very professionally taken, good lighting, everything. I mean, everything has to look really good. You have to really be close to the product, make sure the product is showing. But to really push this, I think maybe have a channel where you can talk about crafts and how to create certain things. And then in those videos, you can then refer people to the websites to buy those particular things. So it could be maybe some behind the scenes videos where you're showing, where your cousin is showing how to make these things. Sometimes you may not even need to say anything in the videos. It could just be, I'm not sure if you've seen some of these videos on YouTube where they're recorded and then you fast forward it where someone is creating something and it's happening so fast and then you have the final product. and then just link that to your website. So that's one way you could do this, because the one most challenging thing about e-commerce websites is you can have fantastic products out there on your e-commerce websites, but it's the marketing that really, really, really is difficult to do. So these little videos can help a lot, and they do very well on YouTube, especially if they're less than a minute long, because YouTube, is not for long form content. So you can do it that way. So these little videos can actually, help give awareness to the actual website. Najis says, I will design a website which will grow your business. Is this good? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Is that your target? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Can you expand on that? Then I can respond to your question. Brenda says, I like your perspective now of selling what the new site will do for the company, not just be out there. Yes, fantastic. You always want to talk about the results, okay? So your pitch is, my website that I'm going to design you is going to give you X results, okay? And if you have testimonials, that's even better. That's even better, because if there's a few companies that could say, oh, look, my company, I was struggling with leads, and after Brenda worked on my website, I was now able to have 10 leads a week or 20 leads in a month, or whatever it is. That is key. Once you do that, that's what's going to make your freelance business really successful. Just designing a website is, that's so 90s, when websites used to be, oh, you have a website, that's fantastic. But the question is, you have a website, now what? Then what? Because a website alone, no matter how beautiful it is, does not do anything for anyone, because you need traffic for people to, for visitors to see it. It also needs to have a purpose, a very good call to action. So just having a website is not enough. The website has to drive some sort of result, okay? So that's what you want to pitch. That's your value proposition. Sean says, would you repeat your information regarding if they already have a website? Okay, so let's say you want to design a website, you want to approach companies that already have a website, but you want to put a sales funnel into the whole process. So let's say the company manufactures, let's say these water glasses, right? And that's it. That's just the website, right? You can go to them and say, I can help you generate more leads, or create a promotion that can help you sell more of these water glasses, right? So by doing that now, all you have to do is to get something like cart flows. You integrate cart flows into the existing website, because cart flows is just a plugin. So you integrate cart flows into their system. Once it's integrated into their system, all you need to do now is to create landing pages. You can also add payment processes onto that, upsells, downsells, and so on. And once you set it up, all you have to do now is to work on the strategy of getting traffic to that page. But make sure that whatever it is that you have on that main promotional page is maybe a discount, an offer, a coupon code, something to really ramp up your leads as people come to that page. So what I may also want to do is, depending on if you guys are interested in this, is perhaps maybe go through how to create sales funnels and how to integrate them into an existing website. Is this something that you may want to learn? And perhaps we can make this a topic for next Saturday. How to create sales funnels. Okay, Brenda says, yes, please. Wendy also says, yes, please. Right, great. Anyone else wants to learn how to create funnels on existing websites? Please let me know in the comments box. We can make this a topic for next week, and I can show you step by step how to add a funnel onto an existing page. Because as we mentioned earlier on, in my opinion, funnels are very, very important, because when I asked you that question about what businesses need, most of your answers were leads, sales, awareness. So funnels actually achieve that, okay? Learning funnels, yes, yes, yes. Okay, fantastic. Agante says, yes, but why not create funnels with Divi? Very good question. Divi can create maybe a basic landing page, but with funnels now, in that funnel, Divi does not allow you to do upsells, downsells, and also you need to have a system that takes payments. So just having Divi alone as a page builder, yes, that's fantastic. You can have a landing page, but if you want to have upsells, downsells, and incorporate some payments in that process as well, Divi alone is not able to achieve that. I hope that's clear. Can Divi be used on non-Divi websites? Feroz, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you mean that you may have a different type of template, I mean a theme, and then you want to use Divi on it? If that's your question, yes, you can. You can actually use the Divi Builder plugin, okay? There's a Divi theme and there's Divi Builder plugin. The plugin works with different themes. Brenda says, oh, that makes sense that Divi isn't really able to do the full process. So now I really need to know how to do funnels. Yes, yes, yes. Divi is a great page builder, but in order to do the funnels, all those steps, the upsells, downsells, we need some other tools. Abu Saleh says, see you in future session. Bye. Okay, thank you very much, Abu Saleh, for joining us today. Take care. Okay, so it looks like unanimously here, does ClickFunnels work with Divi or it's a standalone software? No, ClickFunnels does not work with Divi. It's a standalone software, but CutFlows will work very well. It does pretty much similar to what ClickFunnels does. But what I am working on right now is a video which compares ClickFunnels and CutFlows, so that you can see the differences. Yeah, it's a video that I've been working on for quite a while. It's going to be very extensive, and it's also going to help you decide which one is best for you. Okay, so all right, so funnels is going to be a good way forward here. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. Funnels, how to create funnels. Okay, fantastic. So any questions so far regarding these websites? I mean, how to become a freelance web designer? All right, we also have Girish also saying, yes, please, sales funnel. Nico says, I find leads to pitch in wedding niche and they only have Facebook page only. How much do you charge for 1 to 3 page sites if you are new doing a website? Right, it depends, because when it comes to charging for your websites, to be honest, like I mentioned earlier on in this workshop, you want to make sure you go to people that can afford. So when I was doing my freelancing, I used to charge £300, which is about almost maybe $400-500 for a website. To be honest, that's a wrong strategy. If you're going to be going to weddings, choose high-end weddings and make sure that you create fantastic looking websites for those couples, because these are memories that they may want to keep for a very long time. So with that, I would make the package look really, really attractive, maybe even offer creating a video for them, their website with their name and email, register their name and email, the website for the bride and groom or whatever couple as the domain name, and then have a video on there and just the whole experience on that website. So the website doesn't have to be massive. It can be 3 pages, but people will pay for that experience and just having that page on their website where people can just go and see that event. So that's what you may want to do. But I would really avoid charging less than $1,000 for a website. And if there's any one of you out there who have different experiences regarding charging for clients, please drop your comments in the comments box so we can share your experience. Azul says, I have a question on how we can ensure as a designer to be safe when selling digital goods like Divi theme and layouts. What do you mean by being safe? I'm not sure what you mean by being safe. Can you expand on that, Azul, please? Andy says, I need to watch this from the beginning. Later, sales funnels and anything on web marketing and that type of service for clients will be great. Yes. Right. For Lane says, do clients pay when the site is done, or do they pay in advance or partly in advance? Right. What I did was I would take a 50% deposit and then 50% when the website is done. Now, the 50% deposit, basically what that covers is pretty much everything, my ongoing costs. So that when the client decides not to send me the content or the delay, because what you'll find is some clients are crazy. They will say, I need a website designed. They'll be very enthusiastic, and they can take them 6 months to provide you with content. Some of them even a year. Okay, you'll be chasing them and chasing them and chasing them, and they won't give you the content on time because either they're too busy or something is going on in their life. I don't know. But what you need to do is make sure your deposit covers your ongoing costs, so that even if they pay, send you all the content later, it won't really affect your cash flow. So that's very, very key, because you don't want to be getting frustrated about that 50% final payment because you're running late on your bills, or you really need to use that money for other things. So make sure that whatever 50% you charge is covering everything. Okay. Lane says a year. Absolutely. I've had clients that took about a year just to give you content. It's crazy. They first come in, you sit down, you have an interview with them. In fact, I had about 4 or 5 clients like that, a year. And it's so frustrating. And even in that in that time space, they're not even giving you the full information that you asked for or that you discussed about, because I don't know. I mean, what happens? So this is why you do need to work with very, very serious clients, and people that are enthusiastic about their websites. Right. Let's have a look here. Brenda says, I have 2 that are a year now. See, for land, you see what I'm saying? Brenda here has 2 that haven't provided content for about a year now. So it does happen. I mean, this freelance thing is crazy sometimes. Alex here says, Alex Rivera from Orlando, Florida. Thanks for the invite. Great tips. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yes, it's very, very frustrating. Right. We also have a comment here. Najis, I hope I'm pronouncing it well, says, shall we start from low prices? My answer to that is no. The low prices, in fact, here's another experience I want to share with you guys. The clients that you charge £200 or £300 are the clients that are going to give you the most headache. Trust me. They're going to give you the most headache. I don't know why it works that way. And does anyone have that experience as well? Any freelancers out there that have the same experience, that the lowest paying clients give you the worst headaches? Is that true? Brenda says yes. Right. Anyone has experiences with clients not giving you a headache when they pay you less money? Anyway, my experience is Don't charge less. Learn all these skills that we talked about. Gunter says, I also include branding and business strategy because most of my clients don't have a clue. Absolutely. I like that, Agante. You see, when you give them business strategy, right, you are providing a lot of value. It's not just the website you're designing now. And you know what? If these clients are happy with what you're providing and the results they're getting, because any client out there, if you're going to give them like 10 leads, 10 extra leads, 20 extra leads, trust me, you're going to be the best of friends. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. You can have the most beautiful website, that doesn't matter, if it's not bringing in money. At the end of the day, in business, it's about making the money, making the profit, generating the leads. So if your strategy actually brings that, that is fantastic. So I like the way you mentioned that, Agante, that you give them a business plan, because some of these guys, they know how to make their products, but they don't know how to promote it. So if you give them a business plan, like an online business plan, that is fantastic. That is great. And if you start bringing in results, they will love you for that. Definitely. Clinton says, don't work for friends or family. Absolutely. I agree with that, because friends and family, first of all, they want free. And then secondly, too demanding. They want all that, pretty much, for almost as close to as free, so yeah, it doesn't work. I mean, I tried it. It actually caused a lot of tension between the relatives and even friends. In fact, in most of those cases, I have had to pretty much just refund, just to keep that friendship. And even after that, the friendship didn't even go very well, because this experience was very, very emotional, and it took a lot of energy. This guy, a very good friend of mine, he came to me, he wanted a website. Um, we sat down for hours planning it. And then after that, after we came with the brief, he then went away and started saying, yeah, I need to change to this. Can you change this for me? Can you change this for me? Now, what a lot of these people don't realize is it takes time to sit on your computer and make all those changes. And I was getting more and more and more frustrated, because I had charged, very little money. I think it was about £200 when I was starting off. So that £200, to be honest, was my worst nightmare. I mean, I just refunded that money and I said, keep the website, keep what I've done, keep the £200, and that's it. Done. So don't do any cheap websites. Don't work with friends and family unless, it's on a very professional level. But even then, you can really mess up your relationships if you do it that way. Ratapula says, please read my question up. Let's have a look. What should I charge for my first website if I'm starting right now and I do not have any experience? Okay, Ratapula, I meant what's important here is, first of all, teach yourself. In fact, there's some resources on Mac University, but you can teach yourself SEO, the sales funnels, email marketing. It's just a matter of signing up maybe for ConvertKit, seeing how it works. Now, once you've done that, create about 3 or 4 websites that have the same system that works. Now, once you've done that, I would say don't charge anything less than $3,000, because if you charge less, that price also reflects on how good you are at what you do. Think about it when you go and buy. I mean, if you went out there and bought a BMW for, let's say, £1,000, would you really buy it? You wouldn't trust it, would you? So price is also very important. So if you go in with a high price, it's also great. The main thing is learn these core things: the branding, how to take good photos, basic filmmaking, email marketing. These little things. Put them all together. Design 3 websites for, like, let's say 3 really big reputable companies. After you've done that, now you have the opportunity to charge, high monies, or use these skills to design your own projects and then use these websites to show people. But I wouldn't charge anything less than £3,000, to be honest, or $3,000. So yeah, don't go into the $200, $300 type websites. You'll get a lot of headache, and you also come across as someone who's not very professional. Okay. Not just says 3,000 for many pages. Yeah, absolutely. The many pages, what you'll find is with these companies is they mainly may want to have the about page, the service page, maybe some testimonials or case studies. But the bulk of it is trying to promote their product or their service. So the website is not going to have 100 pages anyways, to be honest. It's going to have very few pages. I would say max maybe even 10. But it's having that engine that drives the sales, or having that engine that drives the leads. That's what's going to really make it work. If it's a branding type project, it's going to be the branding or the way the company is perceived online. That's going to really make it work, make it really work for you. So I wouldn't worry about the amount of pages, because most companies won't even say we need a 100-page website. No, not at all. Clinton also here has a very good point. He says allows some extra money in case you have to outsource some help with development. Absolutely, that's what I would do as well. When you create your budget, depending on the brief, yes, do leave some money for those kind of things. Now, here's another thing that I also want to add on here. Let's say you want to create a short video, like an about video, and this is also crucial in your design process. An about video is very important. So what you could do is find a voice. I mean, this is what I did. I found a voiceover artist, created a script for the company, took some pictures, like slideshows of what the company does. Great voiceover. And that's your video done for your client. You can actually charge, £400-500 for these little videos, less than 30 seconds. So that's one thing that you could also do. Leave some money for voiceover artists if you need to create some videos. But these skills that I'm talking about, they may seem like they're very difficult to learn, but it's very, very easy to learn the skills. And even on Mac University, there is a course on Photoshop for web designers. That Photoshop course will teach you how to get started with Photoshop, cropping your images, how to make your images look great. Little touches like that can go a really long way. So as I mentioned, on Mac University, I'm going to be adding quite a lot of courses there. In fact, after next week, I may want to perhaps slow down on the Saturday classes, create some more courses, because Saturdays I realize that this is the day where I can be very, very productive, like from morning till evening, creating courses. So if it's okay with the community, this is something that I may want to do for the next few weekends, so that I can create more courses to add in there. Because as you can see here, there's quite a lot that needs to go in there: sales funnels, branding, Facebook marketing for freelance designers, this kind of stuff. I really want this to be a great resource for freelance designers and anyone that wants to design great websites. Right, I can see quite a lot of comments coming through here. Can you please guide us how to target a particular client on platforms like Upwork or other freelance platforms? To be honest, Nargis, like I mentioned, the strategies that I mentioned here are strategies where you can go in person, which are going to the Institute of Directors, going to meetup groups, Chamber of Commerce, churches, conferences, attending events. This is what you can do on the ground to promote yourself. The other way to promote yourself is to create videos on tips on how to be successful, targeting small businesses, and promote those little videos on Facebook in your local area. So that's one thing that you may want to do. To be honest with you, I haven't used Upwork. I haven't used, what's the other one you mentioned here? Upwork and, oops, I'm missing the Freelancer. Yes, Upwork and Freelancer. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't really go there, because you're not really going to get to charge for these amounts that we're talking about here. So these are the sort of jobs you want to do in your local area, be known in your local area, and charge great money, and also provide a service which is more like a one-to-one. Doing these projects on Freelancer and Upwork, I don't know. It's I would say it's a bit challenging, to be honest, because you don't know who you're talking to directly, and things can be lost in translation. So if you really want to be a freelance designer, I would start locally in your area. There's so many businesses around that you can target. So that's where I would start and create some connections with people that way first. Clinton says, reach out to other local web designers that may give you some work when busy. Absolutely, absolutely. And this all comes into networking. The more you speak to people, you'll be very surprised how many people need websites. Think about plumbers. I mean, those are. In fact, I worked with one guy. He was a boiler installer. He installed like boilers in the houses, and this guy, he all he wanted was a system where he would rank for like boiler repairs and boiler fitting in the West Midlands. Helped him with that. He also had a website where people would just go on the website. And every year, I think the boilers need servicing. So he wanted a page where people would sign up, 50% service discount. And once he has those leads on their page, on his database, all he needed to do, like next time he wanted, when time was up, all he did was send an email out with the discounts and stuff like that. And it worked really, really well for him. In fact, he ended up like employing other people to work for him. So this really, really worked for him. These are the sort of like jobs. There's so many. So going through for freelancer and Upwork, I would say that's even more difficult, to be honest. Peter says, I got 98.8 on a 98.8 on the University of Hong Kong web design course on Coursera. Awesome. That is great, but Peter, there's also quite a lot of resources as well. Choose a page builder that you're familiar with. It can be Divi, Elementor. There's so many page builders out there. Master one page builder and just work with that. But obviously, here with me personally, I prefer Divi because that's what I've been using for a very long time. But I've also used other page builders in areas where there was less support from Divi, but Divi is the one I would recommend. Let's have a look here. I'm just going back on the questions. Right. Can you please go? Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. This is. Okay. Looks like there's more questions here. Right, Azul here says, I have a question on how we can ensure as a designer to be safe from when selling digital goods like Divi, themes and layouts, safe from any sorts of fraud and chargebacks. I would just use PayPal and Stripe. Those are the payment systems I would use, to be honest. But if you're creating layouts and selling layouts, it's going to be very difficult. You're always going to find people that want to try and get something for nothing. So there's no like 100% foolproof, to stop you from that. So that's a difficult one. Creating a website for a big company or business, do you have a template questions in asking to clients what information you need? Right, so what information you need or what you need to ask the client is going to be based on what the client want to achieve with the website. So if the client says, I want to generate more leads or I want to sell a product, this is where now is, let's say, for example, they want an e-commerce store and they want to sell products. This is where now you can say, right, I'm going to need some photos of your products, or if you don't have the photos of the products, you could charge them to go in and take photos of those products. If maybe this is about generating leads, you can help them with creating a sales video. And again, this is something that you may charge for. So it's going to differ on the type of website that the client wants. So each project is going to be different depending on what the result is the client wants. But of course, in that whole process, you can also suggest certain things like Gante mentioned earlier on, about giving them like a business plan or strategy that they can follow, that you're providing for them. And this could be something that you'd have tried before and it works. So that's something else that you can do. Right. Any more questions? Okay, I have some questions here. Oh, yes. How would you rate Bluehost? To be honest, I would stay away from Bluehost. I've used them, and Bluehost, their business is into getting as many people to host on their platform as they can. So the site speeds, the response on on if things go wrong, it's not very good. So it's one of those clients where, one of those services where they focus on getting as many hosting clients as possible, just like GoDaddy, but the quality is really bad. So I wouldn't suggest that you use that for your clients or even like for your own websites. This is why I mentioned that you use a service like Flywheel, because they cover pretty much everything for you. They cover things like you don't have to worry about hackers. You don't have to worry about malware. They take care of all of that. So all the security things, and that's where you're going to get the main headache when websites get hacked and when you forget to update plugins and then your website gets attacked. That's where the problem is. So if you have, let's say, 50 websites, you can imagine trying to go in and updating 50 websites every now and again. It's going to be a task. So having your websites on a platform like, let's say, Flywheel or WP Engine, they take care of that security side of things, and then I can just focus on designing. And if something goes wrong on a client's website, all I have to do is to log in and restore to a previous working version of the site, and that's it. Because trust me, if you choose these cheap hosting companies where they don't take care of, where you take care of your own security, if something goes wrong, you are going to spend hours upon hours trying to fix problems. Even if you put your own backup plugin, trust me, you'll do those backups in the first few months, and then as you get busier and busier, you're going to forget about those backups and just say, oh, I think it's working okay, until something bad happens. So that's something that you may want to decide right from the beginning. And this is why I was mentioning companies like Flywheel. And also, you don't have to host these clients' website. Let the client pay for their own hosting, but build it on Flywheel. Because you don't want the client coming back to you and saying, oh, my website's not working. Because you're the one who built it, so it's on you. So you want to avoid those situations where you're spending so much time trying to troubleshoot. Hope that makes sense. Quick question from Alex here saying, I'm using SiteGround. Is it a good company for security or hosting overall? The hosting is good, but the security, you still have to take care of your own security. Okay, so that's the other thing. Though, SiteGround, I promote it as well for anyone that wants to design their own websites, and anyone who wants to go, technical on their own website. Yes, you can go in, you can put in plugins that do the caching, security plugins, and so on. Yes, it's great. But when it comes to security, you have to be on top of it yourself. So that's the major difference. In fact, what I may do is I could perhaps go in depth, maybe create a short mini course on how to get started with Flywheel, and then for freelancers, obviously specifically, so that you can have an idea of what Flywheel looks like. It's a bit expensive, but of course you pay for you get what you pay for, So with me, I would rather pay £10 or $10 extra if it's going to save me hours and hours of trying to research and trying to get everything to work okay from websites after it's been hacked. Okay, let's have a look here. Nick says, I have loads of problems with SiteGround, SG, caching plugin, messing with Divi recently. Yeah, these are the sort of things that I'm talking about. The hosting company, in my opinion, just needs to be able to cover everything, the caching, all the technical stuff needs to be handled by the hosting company. The last thing I want to do is to go in and start doing all this technical stuff, especially if my job is to be busy with creating beautiful looking websites. So for freelancing, yes, I would say Flywheel. And in fact, once I add this mini course on how to get started with the Flywheel, I will send an email out and so you guys can see what it looks like behind the scenes and so on. Okay, right. Mac, where can I send you an image of my cousin's product so that you can have an idea? Okay. Comment. Okay, I'll just add my email in here. Okay, what would be good SEO course? SEO course, I'm in the process of actually putting together an SEO course. So just hang in tight. I'm not sure, I can't give you a date yet because I don't want to disappoint, but I will be creating an SEO course in Mac University membership, okay? And that question was from Lane. Feroz says, oh, where did the question go? Oh, how do you price an annual maintenance for the website? Right, how I've done it before was I just charged, in fact, I didn't do it as an annual. I did it as a monthly. So as a monthly fee, I used to charge £30 just for basic, page text updates, adding images and stuff like that. And then for extra things, you can also charge things like maybe £90 if they want to sit down for an update, looking at stats and that kind of stuff, or they want some reports, you can charge even more. So it's going to depend on the company. So if a company is just starting up and you can see they're not making a lot of money, it wouldn't make sense to charge them like, let's say, $100 a month, for that. But for just basic updates on the website, bearing in mind that they're covering the hosting, I would charge maybe between $30 to $50 just for changing images, adding a bit of text, or updating a blog post and stuff like that. So that's what I would charge. But if you're doing the hosting as well, then that's where the price will be slightly higher. But you have to decide what you want to do. Do you want to charge the hosting for the client, or do you want the client to host your website for themselves? And this option is there with Flywheel. Zubair says, I'm facing an issue to open login URL of DreamHost. It troubles me. It troubles DreamHost support not available on Saturday and Sunday, please. I'm not sure what needs to be done with the login URL with the DreamHost. And to be honest, I haven't used DreamHost myself, so it may be something that the support team may want to really look at. But if it was something like in Divi itself, maybe I could help. But this looks like it's a server problem, so that needs to be answered by DreamHost. And this is also another example of companies that don't really charge a lot of money for hosting services. Support needs to be, in my opinion, 24/7 because things can go bad at any time. Imagine, let's say you have a client that sells products online and their website is down for the weekend. Come on, they could sue you, and it doesn't even, okay, even if they don't sue you, it doesn't look good on you that you can't provide a good service because the hosting company is offline. So this is why you want to pay a little bit extra and get all the support that you need in your hosting companies. At least that's my opinion. Okay. Alex says, Augustine, I have a question. If I have a plugin on Divi that needs to be updated, will it break the theme? If I update, Alex, you don't need to create a child theme. All you need to do is to make sure that after each and every update, you back up your website first before you do the update. And if you do the update, right, and something breaks, Divi has an option to roll back. Okay. It has an option to roll back. So I wouldn't worry too much and create a child theme for that, to be honest. Just back up your website, update, and then if anything breaks, which shouldn't do, but sometimes it does, then you can always roll back to the version that was working before. So that's what you may want to do, Alex. Hope that makes sense. Dante says, wouldn't maintenance be a good service to outsource? To be honest, I don't think so, because when updating a website, a few pages on the website, it doesn't take a lot of time. They send you all this information via email. You just copy and paste. So it's an hour, sometimes the whole month. Sometimes these clients don't even send you any updates. So outsourcing it is just maybe adding more complexity to it, to the whole thing, to be honest. So I will just do those updates myself, unless it's like major updates to the website, like maybe some programming thing that needs to be done, then I would really sort of like get that outsourced. Maintenance would be great. Okay, moving site from one hosting platform to another, how much does it cost? It doesn't cost much. In fact, there's a tool that I did a video on. It's on my YouTube channel. It's called All-in-One WP Migration, I think. Very easy. You install the plugin on your existing website that you want to move to. You download that file. You go onto the new hosting, upload that file. You first install WordPress, upload the plugin, and then install that file, and then everything gets moved over, easily. But it's something that I may want to, again, create a mini sort of like course for those of you that want to move from different hosting companies. So I have a list of all these things that you may need when these type of problems, happen. And these are all going to be on Mac University. And just one also thing that I also need to mention about Mac University, I'll be adding quite a lot of courses on there. And currently that membership is going to go up because there's going to be a lot of value in the membership. And as you can see, these Saturday live shows that we do, they're definitely something that I think you're going to be benefiting from for those of you who want to design websites. So do make sure that you sign up for the Mac University while the price is still low, because it is going to go up as I add new courses and new services and as I improve things. So right now the price is like that because of the current stuff that we have. But as we add more and more courses on, in fact, I'm going to have a full course on how to be a successful freelance designer, where I actually go in and show you what you need to do, what you need to set up, how you need to be recording these about videos for the short clients. I'll be showing you definitely, everything that I've been talking about, showing you how to actually do it, how to create templates to help you work faster as a freelance designer, all that good stuff. Sales funnels, there are going to be courses on that, how to integrate that. So there's a lot coming up. SEO, branding, all these courses will be added. So this is the time you want to get your Mac University membership, and it gives you access to all the courses as well. Right, there's quite a few questions here. Does it work with Divi? Right, I'm just going back to the Russell says, in terms of self-training, what I've had to do is to choose a site design I like and try and duplicate it with Divi. So So the page, yes. In fact, Russell did a very good job recreating a website which I designed. So yes, that's one of the best ways to learn how to design websites with Divi. That's a very good tip there. Thanks, Russell, for that. Wendy says, can you institute a child theme? I partnered with a database builder. Right, I'm just moving back here because there's quite a lot of comments. Nargis says, please share some good landing page, site landing pages. Perhaps we could do that on another session. Thanks, Donell, for providing that link. I was actually in the process of trying to look for that link. Alex says, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm excited. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Right. Peter says, what about setting us web design challenges? Absolutely. In fact, I mentioned this sometime, I think 2 weeks ago or 2 sessions ago, where I mentioned that we're going to do a competition where I give you some colors to work on and a design brief, and then you guys can go away and design something based on that brief. So I think this is going to be very exciting, and it's going to be very good training for you guys. And also, once I announce the winners, you can also use this, you know, as your testimonial as well. So that'll be, I think, exciting, and it's something I'm still working on. And these are the sort of things I want to incorporate in here: competitions, where I just give you a basic design brief, and then you can go out using these basic design standards to, you know, to build your own website. So I'm really excited about that, and that is definitely coming very, very soon. Oh, Alex, for those of you that are already enrolled on Mac University, the price will not increase. So please do not worry about that. And any future courses that I'll be creating, I won't be increasing any prices, and they'll always be free to you. But if you cancel your subscription, your Mac University subscription, and then you come back later, maybe after a few months when the price has gone up, I cannot give you the first initial price. Hope that makes sense. Okay. I think it's Denlin says, what offers do you recommend to stand out in the marketplace? Other agencies are just offering web design analytics and Facebook pixel. And now I mentioned quite a lot right in the beginning of this live workshops, and some of these were being good with SEO, providing SEO services, funnels, marketing funnels, also email marketing, Facebook and YouTube marketing, branding, you know, a bit of filming, and also photography services. So these are the things that can make you stand out. But if you want to go into detail, I mean, like the detailed explanation, this is right at the beginning of this live workshop. Okay, so to finalize this live workshop, I want to go through and just mention the types of websites that you need to be able to create in order for you to be, you know, very good at freelancing. So first of all, you need to be able to create e-commerce websites. You also need to be able to create promo sites. These are like just basic, you know, like promo sites which have like basic funnels. You also need to create marketing and sales funnels, membership sites, e-learning course type websites, So these skills are very important because you're going to come across clients that want maybe an e-commerce store. So you don't want to be turning down jobs because you haven't done an e-commerce store for before. So make sure that you do that. And then finally, what you may also want to learn is to make sure that you use templates as you design your websites, because when you have templates or saved sections, it makes it easier for you to deploy these templates fast when you're designing new projects, because you don't want to spend too much time designing websites that uh, oh, can you still hear me? Oh, yes, you can hear me. I thought I'd reached my broadcast limits. Okay, cool. So let me finalize this. The camera is gone now, so the battery died. So basically, we can't go into. I mean, you can't see my face. But anyway, the last things I wanted to talk about here is if you want to work fast, you create some templates that you can use over and over again. So this could be in the form of wireframes. I've also done a video about wireframes and how to create wireframes. I will be populating these live workshops on Mac University. So right now I've uploaded 6 previous live streams. So I'm going to continue adding a bit more until, or in fact, even until this particular one that we're doing today. So you can always go ahead and take a look at these previous live workshops. But wireframes are very, very important because you can use different types of sections in your designs. In fact, in Divi, you can also use the pre-made layouts to make it easier for you to get started with projects. All right, guys, I know you can't see my face right now, but you know what? I'm smiling, and I hope that you guys are really excited. We're really excited about this, and you've gained a lot of knowledge in this freelance, how to become a successful freelance designer in 2019. So once again, thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. I will see you again next week when we talk about funnels and how to create funnels. All right, guys, take care. See you next Saturday. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.